Healy absolutely motoring up this climb. You might just be looking at the most aggressive rider of this Tour de France.
I won't disagree with that, and Ben Healy bit between the teeth. It seemed the disagreement that was taking the impetus out of this group was between Healy and Boitrago, who didn't seem to be doing any of the pacemaking on the front. So Healy has now got rid of the man from Bahrain victorious, pushing on, not worried about Paret-Peintre still sitting in his wheel, wanting to make sure he's across to the front of the race, and the front of the race is now in sight.
There's Enric Mas, and this is the view from Healy and Paret-Peintre. Mas looks around, 4.1 kilometers still to go. He's going to make another turn, and the wind will start to hit him that bit more. 7 seconds. It's 2:47 back to the yellow jersey group. And well, if this trio starts to mess around a little, then it could get very interesting for the win.
Well, it's not a time to mess around when you see this group of the yellow jersey and the position of the battle here between the two big favourites. They have to keep on pulling, and Ben Healy, we know, he just keeps on riding, even with guys in his wheel. He continues on to set that real killer of a pace. He knows he has Paret-Peintre in a bit of difficulty. Mas here, he's been out in front on his own. He's come back to him. A little bit of a rest period now, and I think we'll see Healy kicking it off again. Enric
Mas had a minute of a gap on the chasers. It looked like it could well finally be his day at the Tour. If it is to be, he has to regather and recharge. It's Healy, Valentin Paret-Peintre, Enric Mas. Healy's already won a stage here. He's had the yellow jersey for 2 days. He's one of the stars of the Tour. He's the brand new star of Irish cycling. Not just the future, but now the present.
Well, we said at the bottom of the climb, the advantage for the likes of Ben Healy is that he'd been able to sit in the wheels in that chase group while Enric Mas was swapping turns on the front of the group that he was in, using more energy. But now Ben Healy and Paret-Peintre have had to put in a massive effort to cross the gap to Enric Mas. So he's got to just sort of have that thought.
They're going to hemorrhage
in this to win it.
And there we go. It had to start again because the time was ticking down. Mas, I think he's distanced definitively, at least for now. It's Healy, and Paret-Peintre still responding.
Yes, and we could see Paret-Peintre there. He just came over the top of Healy and just kept it rolling a bit. And Healy did not, take it for long. Just puts in that effort again. And I think Paret-Peintre is probably just that little bit more punchy on a climb. Healy likes to ride at a really strong pace, but of course, yeah, the open section here, the bit of wind, you're getting the advantage being in the wheel.
Nothing definitive about that mass distancing in the end. He's ridden back on as Campenaerts is now at the saddle. Keep your eyes on this because it could be building to something. Aresman is up ahead. Victor Campenaerts is emptying himself, and here comes the attack. It's number 3 now from Jonas Vingegaard, and will it be third time lucky? 3.3 Ks from the front of the race to the finish, and yet again the two-time winner. The Dane is up the saddle, but once more it's super glue on the back wheel, and Pogacar's going nowhere.
And the other thing super glued seems to be Tadej Pogacar's backside to his saddle. Has not got out of the saddle once to respond to these attacks. He looks still within himself. He's had a couple of grimaces, but he's had all the answers.
3.2 Ks to go, and Pogacar not distanced. There's the look around, and this is where all the cards have been laid out on the table. For now, Sean, Vingegaard has no aces.
No, he's burned all them, and we can see here he's just given the flick at the elbow, wanting Pogacar to come through. And on this section, it's very open here, and the wind is a little bit, I think, against the riders. So advantage for Pogacar, and yeah, he hasn't shown any sign of cracking. And we can see Vingegaard, he is starting to tire as well. These attacks and riding on the front for a couple of 100 metres are starting to tell.
It could be perfect for Pog. Still 3 Ks to go at the front, 2:13. They are still riding in that front group. It hasn't come to that tactical standstill again. As now this is Lipovic, this is Only. Now where's Roglic? He was with them.
This is the podium battle for third place. Mas returns to the front. Bit of a standoff between Ben Healy and Paret-Peintre.
Enric Mas, Ben Healy, and Paret-Peintre puts in his attack. Can Ben Healy respond? Until now, it has been Healy attacking. Paret-Peintre went a couple of times earlier on the slopes, But Ben Healy looks like he might be able to respond. Just as I say that, it's another dig from Paret-Peintre.
Well, I think Ben Healy will just claw his way back. That's his style. He just keeps on, riding at its strong pace, where Paret-Peintre, as I said, and Healy goes over the top here. And I think they know 2:05 back to the yellow jersey. They're getting that information from the director of sportives. You cannot play around too much, because if Pogacar goes in the attack, he could come up very quickly.
What a battle between these two. Paret-Peintre, you saw Healy come back to the wheel. Healy straight up and over the top, trying to dislodge the Frenchman, who has the answers for now. Mas, he's tailed off by about 80 metres.
He can see the observatory up ahead, but the only observing he's doing right now is watching these two battle in front of him.
Oh, and he's got to hope now these two blow each other up with these huge attacks that they're making. Mas trying to hold a tempo and just hope that he's able to return if these two have ridden themselves to a standstill.
Gap down to 150 now to the yellow jersey group, but it's still only Vingegaard. We're waiting news from that group, and it's as you were, 700 metres further down the road. 3 big attacks from Vingegaard. Not a single sign of weakness yet from Pogacar.
And a standoff yet again, these two. The pace goes out of it. Enric Mas just be holding that tempo, trying to ride his way back across. But the next attack has got to be inevitable. They will go again and again and again.
It's day 16, no French winner. The hopes of a nation rest on the very slim, slender shoulders of Giro d'Italia stage winner Valentin Paret-Peintre.
Yes, and you could see both of them there. They went around a little bit to the left. They looked down to the left to see where everybody was and the groups behind. And yeah, they're getting concerned now with the situation. But nobody, of course, wants to ride here on the front with the other one, the wheel, with the stage win up for grabs.
What a shot, what a crowd, what a stadium, what a Tour de France. The two best in the world fighting for yellow, and the strongest riders of the moment keep putting digs into each other. Mas just 10 seconds off and not out of it yet, as Healy and Paret-Peintre look to be the strongest on the day. But will they let the tactical games get in the way of them?
Well, they had an almost 20-second gap to Enric Mas just moments ago, but they just pause, recover from those big attacks that they both made. Enric Mas clawing his way back. Ben Healy, well, if we know anything about him, we know that he is going to keep swinging those wild haymakers all the way to the top. And Paret-Peintre, he does not want it to come down to a sprint between the two, although he's not slow. And the gradient near the top is more in favour of a pure climber rather than someone who's a time trialist with a bit of a sprint acceleration.
There's more Mas, and this time he's brought a mate.
Yes, this is the danger one. Buitrago, he has been, I think, following the wheels quite a lot. We did see the discussion there with Ben Healy earlier on, and that's the type of rider that Buitrago is. He follows quite a lot, and this is going to get more complicated now with 4 riders. Matt's coming back wasn't a problem, because I think he is pretty spent. It's the 2 men, Paret-Peintre and Healy, but Buitrago could cause problems.
All 4 of these riders Grand Tour stage winners. Healy has done it at the Tour. Did it last week, but this is altogether different stuff. These are roads of legend. This is one that will stick in the memory books forever. And listen to this. These two are already there. They have achievements that we will never forget. And look at the Danish flags for Vingegaard. It's a wonderful image, this. Pro cycling's big playground. We're here for the first time in 11 years to the top, with a finish, just a 10th finish in history. And you can see why, Robbie, we don't get this every year. It's special.
It is absolutely iconic. And okay, apart from the time we had to finish down lower and the crowds were very much condensed further down the mountain, I've never seen crowds like this all the way up the Mont Ventoux. Incredible.
1.4 kilometers for the finish for Healy, Paret-Peintre, Buitrago and Mas. 1 minute 31 on Vingegaard and Pogacar. They have a minute and a half on Lipovic, who's with Only, and somewhere either in front or behind, it's Primož Roglic as well.
Well, what now for the tactic of Ben Healy? Stuck there on the front, everybody in the wheel, knowing Buitrago has a really venomous finish. He is a very fast finisher on an uphill, got a very good turn of speed. I can imagine Ben Healy is just going to pick his mark and go so hard and suffocate the rest, try and just ride them out of the wheel.
Here goes Pogacar. Here goes Pogacar. He could just leave him, leave him that little bit of a gap. And Tadej Pogacar puts in his first attack on Mont Ventoux this year. It's 1:18 to close. He's put 2 bike lengths between him and Vingegaard, who is reacting well this time and looks like he might be able to get on the back wheel. There is a positive reaction from Jonas Vingegaard, and you could just see him leaving the gap there as he now gets to Alaphilippe, and they're 1:10 behind.
Yes, we can see the advantage to the lead here.
Oh, counter
attack by Vingegaard there, and this is all kicking off here now. And now the guys here on the front will be getting majorly concerned with the battle on between the 2 big hitters.
Sits down on the wheel. There's nothing between them today. Getting to 1 kilometre to go almost. And in the front, we saw a move from Paret-Peintre. That was countered. Mas left behind. Buitrago goes under the Flamme Rouge. Healy in the pink jersey trying to close it. This is so precious, so prestigious, that they will fight to the last pedal stroke. Buitrago came for GC. It didn't work out. Now he has an opportunity to add a Tour stage to a Giro success,
which would be a huge turnaround for Buitrago after that really nasty crash on stage 7 to Mur de Bretagne. Ripped open all over. He's recovered. He's back at the front of the race and in the hunt for one of the most iconic stage victories in the Tour de France.
Many of the greats have won it. We've had so many episodes.
They're 210 metres behind.
44 seconds. Mas is trying to work his way back as well.
Yes, he's coming back, and we can see here they're just all watching each other. In the meantime, the advantage is coming down, and you know, another attack here in the final couple of 100 metres. We could see them just getting swallowed up in the end, but looking like Pogacar is happy sitting at the wheel at Vingegaard here, and if that goes on for another couple of 100 metres, they should be able to stay out in front.
Could Pogacar grab it? And look who else is back. It's Valentin Paret-Peintre.
Motioning.
He's really worked his way well back.
Yeah, nodded the head to Paret-Peintre, said, follow this, I'm going to wind it up. And then Paret-Peintre, you'd think, needs to attack off the back of this. But for such a slightly built man, he's pretty quick on an uphill finish.
And we know how much it can change around those final corners. 550 metres to go on the Bald Mountain, the giant of Provence, with some of the most slight, slender climbers in the world trying to take victory on it. Remember, the hairpin still to go. The ascent up to the observatory, 500 metres. It's 43 seconds now back to Pogacar and Vingegaard, who I think have probably missed their opportunity now to take victory here.
Just too late for Pogacar and Vingegaard, but from these riders at the front, looks like everybody is backing his own sprint.
Healy still waiting on the wheel of Van Wilder.
It's all about what you've got left in the tank here, because it's not about being the fastest. If you're still feeling the fatigue, as Buitrago has made a big effort to get back in, normally he will be, you know, quite a fast one to sprint, but it's all about energy in the tank at the moment.
Think back to the history, think back to the big names, the fantastic, the tragic, the feuds, and of course the farcical, the last time we tried to finish up here. But now, after 4 hours of yet again full gas racing, it's been a copy and paste start, but what will the finish look like? Mont Ventoux in glorious sunshine, and it's the man from Ireland who's going after it. Ben Healy in that pink jersey wants to get it again, but keep your eyes up for Paret-Peintre. He has the French hopes on his small shoulders. Healy's going, he's out in the saddle. Paret-Peintre's trying to do it. They've still got to turn around and go up the hill. The observatory awaits and watching them come in. You can see that Buitrago's there as well, but here goes Healy. Look at Paret-Peintre. There are French hopes. Are they about to be satisfied? And I think they are. Look at Paret-Peintre. A dream come true. And finally it's the French. This one's historic. This one will go down as special. He joins the great names who have done it for his country. From Poulidor to Tivny, Bernard, Virenque, and now Paret-Peintre. He wins the stage, and Pogacar is still trying to win the GC war. Vingegaard attacked 3 times. This is Pogacar's second dig now, and still there's nothing between them. Today they have gone toe-to-toe, team to team. Around the final corner, there might be a second or two in it, but it's Pogacar in yellow who will not add his name to the big list of winners on Mont Ventoux. He will, though, survive another day, and not just survive, but thrive, as he still finishes just in front of Jonas Vingegaard, who tried and tried, but couldn't even get him swinging towards that canvas.
No, I think Visma Bike did a great job here. You know, they just put that teamwork into action, satellite riders. Vingegaard tried everything there, but Pogacar never in difficulty. We could see in the final run to the line, not any difficulty on this stage.
Well, we mentioned earlier on that it could have been Wembley, Maracana, the MCG. In the end, Robbie, it's the Stade de France. Listen to that.
Stade de France moves to the Mont Ventoux. Paret-Peintre, big thanks to his teammate Valwilder for a team that was down and out a couple of days ago, despite having 3 stage wins already with Evenepoel and Merlier. It's a merveilleux Paret-Peintre who takes it on the Mont Ventoux.
What a stage, and what a Roglic we've seen here. Roglic is going to finish just ahead of Lipovic's teammate, and that means that Oscar Onley, we think, is going to lose time to the white jersey. Where is Onley? Because Roglic, of course, also standing to move up to 13 seconds from Roglic to 5th place, and I think Roglic is moving to 5th today.
Yes, here we can see Oscar Onley coming in, and he's going to lose his place there in the general classification. And you know, we did see the Bora Hansgrohe riders. They were walking this man over a bit, a long ways down the climb, and he has lost quite a bit of time here, but still battling on quite well. And yeah, what a performance for this rider. You know, haven't got the experience. We could say there that, you know, Roglic finishing very strong today.
Roglic getting better as this Tour de France goes on. Oscar Onley dropping a place today, but top of the pile, carrying French hopes, flying the flag. Valentin Paret-Peintre, who wins in this most iconic, beautiful of places. And yes, we've got a second painting descent to the Louvre, haven't we? Ola, that was a big day for the French.
Yes, on the Giant of Provence, a new chapter of history has been written today, and it's the French who finally have their headline.